gig that Spinal Tap do, then what we need to do is secure your legacy. And the simplest, most effective way that we could do that is that if during the gig, at least one, but ideally no more than two of you were to die, that's what I call the Elvis effect.
Welcome to Rock Buzz. Well, we told you it was coming. The first clip from Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, just dropped, and it already feels like a real documentary. In a new scene, a manager-type character played by Chris Addison suggests that the band's upcoming farewell show would really seal their legacy if one or two of the members were willing to die during the show.
Record sales, I'm thinking documentaries, I'm thinking a huge memorial
You can
concert.
do that without actually killing one of us, though, can't you?
The band's reaction, a mix of confusion, discomfort, and classic Tap bewilderment.
That's a great bit of thinking outside, well, the literal box, I suppose. Yeah.
Rob Reiner is back as Marty DeBurgi, still trying to document the world's loudest and least self-aware band. The clip was unveiled during a recent remastered screening of the original Spinal Tap, along with a teaser showing DeBurgi attempting to organize a Zoom call with the group, which goes about as well as you'd expect. 40 years later, these guys still can't tune a guitar, much less work a webcam.
I see you.
You've seen me before. What do you need to see me again?
I have seen you before. I do know what you look like.
I'm getting reruns of The Biggest Loser on my screen.
I love that show.
Yeah, well, we'll ignore that. We're re-releasing the film, and it's coming out.
What film?
What makes the sequel feel more biting and nostalgic is how real it seems now. When This Is Spinal Tap first hit in 1984, it was a brilliant send-up of arena rock cliches, a mockumentary that lampooned the excesses, egos, and technical failures of the 70s and early 80s. Today it's basically the evening news. Now we live in a time where farewell tours last longer than careers. And Metallica once made a documentary, Some Kind of Monster, so self-serious and dysfunctional that even Tap would have said, "Nah, that's too much for us."
I would say delete that.
And let's not forget Kiss, a band that had at least 4 final tours, will now be touring as digital avatars, and once sold their own branded caskets. Spinal Tap's Death on Stage suggestion doesn't sound so far-fetched these days. In recent interviews, Rob Reiner has finally spoken out about one of the most persistent myths surrounding the original film, that the infamous Stonehenge gag was inspired by a real-life Black Sabbath stage blunder. Reiner, who recently spoke to UltimateClassicRock.com, claimed, "We did not know that." I mean, people say that all the time. I guess they had a Stonehenge thing and it went wrong. We didn't know anything about that. Reiner chalks it up to coincidence, but it's a strange one. In the film, Spinal Tap's Stonehenge prop is mistakenly built 18 inches high instead of 18 feet, a scene that's become one of the most quoted in rock cinema history. Sabbath, during their 1983 Born Again tour, famously did attempt a Stonehenge stage setup so massive it couldn't even fit in most venues. The fact that both mishaps exist and have been linked for decades only reinforces how close Spinal Tap came to capturing a truth that was already unfolding in real time. So maybe not Black Sabbath, but who? There must be a handful of bands that helped inspire Spinal Tap. Maybe Jethro Tull? Quick rock history sidebar: long before Spinal Tap's bassist ever strolled on screen, the name Derek Small quietly turned up in the mock theater program, tucked inside of Jethro Tull's 1973 opus, A Passion Play, underneath a picture of iconic Tull guitarist Martin Barre. Tull were already staging medieval-type rock shows with Viking longships and papier-mâché beasts. When This Is Spinal Tap hit the movie theaters in 1984, it didn't just parody rock excesses. It has been a mirror every touring band has been forced to stare into ever since. Back off on the theatrics you don't want to come across as Spinal Tap-ish. Its paper-thin amps, missing drummers, and impossible stage props seem mild compared to today's farewell tour theatrics. Yet the satire remains hilarious. So much of it turned out to be prophecy. Musicians quote the movie like scripture, and road crews even screen the movie on buses. And the term going to 11 is baked into pop culture DNA. That legacy is a launchpad for Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, now locked in for a September 12th theatrical release. The new film promises a final concert 15 years after Tap imploded on stage, and if their manager has his way, there will be at least one member expiring mid-solo. The amps still go to 11, and if this is the end, it's going to be one worth showing up for. Let us know in the comments section if you know of a band that has had a Spinal Tap moment not mentioned here. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. We thank you for watching Rock Buzz.